first let me talk about the top file. So you may have, so in salt perspective, you are storing the salt state files onto a particular location. Okay, it can be a local file system and it can be also a Git file system where you can directly map the Git repo with that. Okay, let's talk about a normal local file system. In the local file system, you are going to have the because state files, the state files may vary from environment to environment. Let's say in dev environment, you will have one version of the state file, and in the production environment, you will have another version of the state file. When you want to maintain the different state file for different environments, so all these things are defined in the top file. Okay, during the installation, I will show you a sample top file. Okay, so this is where you are going to say where exactly my state files are available, and there I can have a environment level restriction. Okay, so when the environment is prod, use the state file from this location. When the environment is dev, use the state file from this location. So these are all the configurations are written in the top file. So in salt, when I talk about state, this is where the instruction I'm going to provide. So in the start, I will say install this package, create this user, set the password for the user. So those things will be written in the state file. Okay, so don't confuse it with the Terraform state file. And coming back to grains, so grains are nothing but on the Minion, there will be default variables available. So for example, I'm running on a Minion. I want to know what is the operating system of it and what is the architecture of it. Okay, so what is the OS version of it? And let me say when it is CentOS, whether it is 7, 8 or 9, or what is the disk attached to the machine? Okay, what is the disk size of it? So these kind of parameters, you will be storing it. In the Ansible world, it is called as facts. Okay, and I think in Chef it is called as Wohai or something like that. Okay, and in Puppet also it's called as factors. Okay, if I remember it correctly, yeah, it is the factors. Okay, so basically this grain contains the detailed information of your Minion. Based on the grain value, you will be able to take decisions. So that is what I have explained. So the package name for the Debian and the RPM based systems may vary. A typical example will be the package name for Apache in CentOS is called HTTPD. The package name for Ubuntu it's called as Apache 2. When you write a state, you cannot be writing a state specific to a particular operating system, right? When it is running on the machine, based on my operating system, I want to decide what should be the package name I should be installing. So this is where the grains will be useful. You can write a pillar. In the pillar, you can say that if the grain OS architecture is CentOS, I use the package name as HTTPD. Okay. If the architecture is Debian, use the package name as Apache 2. Those kind of things you can use it. So this is where the grains will be actually used. For collecting the grains information, okay, so there is a caching concept available. Okay, whenever there is a salt execution is happening on a Minion, okay, there is a caching limit which you can monitor, which you can specify in the configuration. Based on that, the timeout is achieved, then the new information will be provided, and you can discard the cache while doing execution. You can also say that discard the cache and then fetch the new grain information. So that is also you can provide in the salt execution command as an input. So there is a default configuration for caching timeout. Okay, and then either you can just say that, okay, I want the cache to be discarded for this execution. Then you can use it. Then it is going to fetch the latest grain for you.